Yeah. 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 Glasses. Fat. Jewish. Sad. Silly. Mad. Ugly. Glad. We just rockin' and rollin' and talkin' the scrollin' cause she is a troll and I'm a bad, bad man. Hey there, and pardon me while I pause this real quick. I haven't talked to you guys in introduction in a while, and I wanted to say hello, how are you, how are your holidays, so on and so forth. But also I wanted to explain what it is you're about to see. So you all know Esther Povitsky from Take Your Shoes Off podcast, and if you're in Los Angeles, a lot of the Pinkberries and coffee shops that have scones. She has her own podcast called Esther's Big Fat Stupid. Esther has a podcast called Esther's Club, which you could get at www.tiedyestuff.com. Also, at any moment, I believe Esther will probably have a few new businesses. I believe she's starting a cybersecurity business soon, as well as some chapstick and some teas and coffees. I'd like to be sincere with you for a moment and say that I actually think Esther is average. I don't think she's more unfunny than other people. I think she's just a typical I could do without type of performer. Esther and I did a few episodes of this as a test. So leave some comments. If you like this podcast and want me to post another one of them, comment Esther looks like she's put on a little bit of weight. If you thought it was good enough, but you want to go back to Take Your Shoes Off only and me not post the other ones, put Esther looks bad. In conclusion, check out Esther Club. I'll put a link in the description, as well as my Patreon, patreon.com/takeyourshoesoff, where I will put extended footage from the episodes, as well as I might be putting up a complete episode that I don't want to post on my YouTube channel, but we have it. And if you guys like watching these things, check it out over there. Also, while I have you here doing an introduction, thank you so much for coming back every week. The podcast has been growing, and it's been super exciting to be putting so much time and effort into something that is now finally actually getting attention. And it's nice. The YouTube channel is where you guys obviously watch this, but if you have iTunes and you're down to do me a favor and take a minute, go over to iTunes and leave 5 stars and leave a comment. It would help me out, and it would help TYSO continue to grow on all the different platforms. So feel free to comment on this and say, hey, I commented on iTunes, so send me some free merch. And I'll send one person free merch, but I don't want you to think that's really something I'm going to be doing. So if you're looking forward to an hour of Esther complaining how things aren't good enough for her, while I don't want to be in the room, enjoy as Rick and Esther have a time. How do you push play on this thing? Oh. I have a glass of water for you there. I did make sure everything's clean, and I touched from the bottom.
It's okay.
Okay. Do you drink water?
Why do you ask?
No headphones for you, huh?
Do you want me to wear them?
It's up to you. It doesn't matter.
Well, this is our show, so I guess I get to decide. You don't get to boss me around anymore.
Yeah, I don't think I ever really bossed you around. I thought I was making you look good. You want to...
Do we usually do headphones? I don't know.
It's up to you.
I feel like we don't wear headphones on Take Your Shoes Off.
Yeah, I always do. And you're literally on a patio, so you were wearing them. But it's up to you. If the good news is it covers some of your head, but you hear the echo of the room in the headphones.
Yeah, I don't like this. Whatever.
Okay. Well, let's get started.
This isn't...
Are you unhappy in this mansion that you had to climb a few steps with this setup that took me 3 days to figure out, with calling in so many favors to use this space? Are you not happy with the mic stand?
So many favors? You mean your one aunt who lives here, who's your family?
I had to have somebody come help me move furniture one of the 3 days. I had to...
Who?
Perry.
You just made that up.
Perry's who helps me out to take your shoes off.
Perry Caravello from...
How do you know Perry?
From Windy City Heat?
I got to tell you right now, if you don't give me space, this podcast won't work.
What does that mean?
Just shh, let me talk, and then just say, I'm hungry every few minutes, and you figure it out.
You have all the space.
I was just joking.
I'm actually uncomfortable with how my mic is.
How do you want to do it?
I just feel like I need it here. Like, I need it here, and like it's like not coming.
Well, you could do this.
Then it's...
And then you bring it down. Look.
No, that's not... Hold on.
Okay. So do you want it there so you feel like it's positioned in the right place? Or just like feng shui? Because I didn't want to have it on the other side to cover you too much.
If this is fine, then that's fine.
Look, check this out. So you bring it close to you, and then you could bring it under your chin, which is very flattering, and then point it up.
Okay, how's that?
The whole thing's been good.
No, how is the mic?
I'm saying the mic has been good
since
you got here.
Okay.
All right, so welcome to...
this show that doesn't have a name.
I want to call it, well, what we are.
What?
Good enough.
I think that's really negative. That's arms crossed negative.
What would you like to call it?
Rick and Esther have a time.
Rick and Esther have a time? Okay. Welcome to the mini-series Rick and Esther Have a Time. We're doing just a little like, what do we call this? An anthology?
We're doing about probably 6 episodes of a podcast. That's me and you. I don't know why. I think you're great, but I do, whenever I have to see you later in the day, it's like I cringe and I don't look forward to it.
I understand.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Well, I was on the phone with Betty last night and just like, I don't want to be doing this with Esther. And she's like, I know, but you only have to do a few. And, you know, if it's no good, it's whatever.
But why don't you want to do it with me?
All right. Well, Esther, I have been driving 30 minutes for the past 3 days to come here and set this up.
30 minutes? No, not 30 minutes when there's nothing else to do in the pandemic.
I have another podcast that is with good guests that I've been working on. So it's been 2.5 hours of driving, of bringing tons of equipment, spent $700 on new equipment. You got here, and within 4 seconds of literally climbing up a driveway,
First of all, driveways are not meant to be climbed up, so thank you for saying that.
Well, with that body type, maybe not. We'll be right back with a word from...
My body type... Where did you park? Guys like it.
I know they do. I make jokes on take your shoes off, and there are a lot of comments that are just like, Esther's so pretty. Esther's so cute. Esther's
really?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Really?
Yeah. It just reminds me of how gross audiences are. I actually gave you the couch. I thought it would be nice because you might need to, while you're putting the audience to sleep, I thought maybe you might want to lay down or something. But now I'm in this chair and my knees are covering my nipples because I had my aunt sit in for me and she's a lot smaller than me. You should meet her. She's skinny. You'll love her. And now I'm here but yeah.
I don't need that much space. Like, as you can see, right. I'm not taking up that much. I'm short. Mm-hmm. So being short has advantages.
What are they?
Flying is more comfortable because you don't take up much of the seat.
Yeah.
My friend who's really tall, he's like, I have to fly first class. He's like, I can't fly coach because of how physically uncomfortable it is because he's like big. Do you have that problem? Because you are tall.
Yeah, I get extra legroom.
You do?
Yeah.
What?
Are we 5 minutes in and talking about airplane food right now?
You're not saying anything.
See what happens? See how much I have to bring? You see what happens when I don't talk?
What's new? Sometimes I'll ask that to my fiance after we've spent 6 months together, isolated. I'll be like, what's new? And he's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Esther, that's great. That's great stuff.
Okay, you're saying nothing.
Yeah, so Betty is flying here now, and I have to imagine her arms are exhausted.
Great joke.
It's the first time you've laughed.
I'm laughing at myself.
Oh, from your burn? You burned me that bad that it made you laugh?
My burn. Don't joke about my burn. It was a bad accident.
What happened? Did Chipotle not give the food fast enough and you reached over and hit the grill? We'll be right back with a word from Chipotle. No, we're not going to do that in this podcast. We're going to just keep it good enough.
Oh, no.
Rick and Esther have a time. I like that.
You do?
Yeah.
You've hated all my pitches. I can't believe.
First of all, you've had 2 pitches, and one of them was what we should eat when we're done with this. And I'm open. I love collaborating. I just need a partner to collaborate with. And I wouldn't call you funny. I would say that you
show up.
Well, there's a lot of rescheduling. Yeah,
No
Go
comment.
ahead.
No.
You
I don't want to get into it.
1 out of 5.
I don't want to get into it.
Good, smart move. Smart move. Yeah, Esther. When we do podcasts together, usually it's been on Take Your Shoes Off. Mm-hmm. We did one on one of yours years ago.
Yeah.
But neither of us have a good time.
No.
But people say do more.
Yeah, they won't after today.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is our test run.
Yeah.
Next time I'm going to see, maybe I'll bring a couple of people up on the couch to kind of make you look good.
There'd be segments.
Is that what you were told with the TV show?
That's what I was told.
Yeah, so what I remember telling you was, I want to do a test.
Did you just throw up in your mouth?
I'm sorry, I find you nauseating. I want to do an episode and test it out, but since we're testing it, you might as well film it, and maybe we post it, maybe we share it later, maybe it's Patreon, whatever, and just get a vibe of what this is, and the show's going to build. That's why I wanted to see how it builds over a few episodes, and then if we like it, maybe we recast you and we do it again. But no, this is I'm going to call this podcast my easy podcast.
What and how so?
Take Your Shoes Off is just a lot of work.
Oh.
Just a lot of bits, a lot of prep, a lot of post-production, a lot of...
What prep do you put in when I come over for Take Your Shoes Off? It feels like there's no prep.
Yeah. I meditate and take a cold shower.
Okay.
But when people come over that could do the bits, I prepare bits. If this were not the easy podcast, I would want to cut to all the bits that I ask for you to do. And you go, I don't want to... And I go, okay.
When you say easy, now I feel gypped. Like, why is this easy? So you're not going to this isn't going to be produced?
Okay.
Oh, no. This could end in a huge falling out on camera that never airs. The ultimate goal.
This is what do you expect of this podcast? Do you think this is going to be like, whose line is it anyway? We're going to produce some segments. Betty's on her way over here now. I'm trying to tell you how tired her arms are. And I wanted to get into the fact that I haven't spoken to her since before she got on the plane. And she's in Turkey, and I'm a little nervous.
Wait, so people don't know who Betty is, your girlfriend, and she's flying here internationally.
And boy, are her arms tired.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so she's English.
Yeah.
And she's trying to get into the country. This is the part of the podcast where... Not the part, but like a device of podcasting where I know you know things, but I need to set up the exposition for the audience. But it feels weird. You're confused?
Yeah, like that's...
You know about Betty already, but the audience may not. So I have to like say it to you.
That's why I said Betty is your girlfriend. Do you think I was saying that because I think you didn't know?
No, I know what you meant.
Okay.
I'm explaining like my insecurity with podcasting of like I'm talking to the audience through you, and it would make me more comfortable to like look to camera and say it, but who cares? It's just I get insecure sometimes when I feel like I have to set stuff up.
That's so weird because you do so many bits that it's like the most simplest bit is just explaining a thing.
Yeah, people love it when you explain your jokes.
That's what you're doing.
No, I'm explaining my relationship with Betty, and boy, am I tired. One of the great things about snapping to commercials is when there's either a really funny moment or something that really bombs, you could just, really emphasize it. And then during it, you can say, Esther, listen, I know you're hungry and I know that you're uncomfortable and I know you want to have your foot rubbed, but 45 more minutes and don't worry, we'll color this. And I have your shot looking down on you, just like everybody in the industry, so your chins don't shine. All right, we're coming back in 3, 2, and then we get to come back on a laugh and it's like, ooh, what did they do during commercial?
I have a question. So you're not going to do cut to commercial. So what do? We have to have our own thing, right?
That's why I want to play. I want to figure stuff out. I'm not going to take the devices that make take your shoes off and leave me comments if I'm wrong. The best comedy podcast on the internet. I really believe it's the best podcast out there.
By the way, you should, because you should have that much confidence in your own work. I agree. I think can I tell you something? No joke. I think my stand-up special is the best stand-up special I've ever seen.
Your parents are so funny.
They are.
Yeah. How does it work without them? How does that 20-minute special work without your parents?
I believe it's about 13 minutes.
Is it really?
No, it's probably 30 minutes of stand-up.
It is important, just like on the roasts where people let you know you're just jibbing and it's all in good fun. I think your special was fantastic. I think you're fantastic. I think that you're so pretty. And I love that I get to do this podcast with you where during the test you're complaining it's not enough. We're in literally a castle and the climb up the steps was too much.
No,
you don't have to like it.
No, I like it. But I'm not allowed to complain about...
You could complain about anything.
The steps, but you're allowed to complain about driving 30 minutes.
First of all, I wasn't complaining. I complained. That wasn't a complaint. It was perspective. Like, yeah, you have to do things. You have to show up.
That's right.
And you have to drive, by the way, 30 minutes, 3 round trips. Haven't gone back yet. It's 2.5 hours.
Today?
The past 3 days. And it's fine. I love this. I love doing this. I love making stuff. I love that, like, my podcast is going great and I keep adding new things to it, but this is a change of scenery. It's like, it's you and I'm excited. I bought new stuff. Like, this is like, it's nesting for me. I really do enjoy it. I was just busting your balls. Like, I'm putting in a lot of time and you climbed a step. But yeah, it's fine. That's part of your charm. If you climbed a lot of steps, it wouldn't work.
What?
If you were in shape. All right, so we're not connected well enough right now.
That's not true.
You feel okay?
I'm good. I hate when people do this. They're like, this isn't going well. And I'm like, just stay calm.
But that's what I do. I go like, and people like, he's a lot, but there's something there. And you do more like, and people like it. Yeah, so that's a new thing you do, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah? You've been hanging out with your friends and you've been posting it on Instagram so everybody sees.
Yeah.
And
it's called content.
Yeah, it's good. And you have this new thing, which is Rock God.
Is that what it's called? I have a backstory for it. So I've been doing a lot of FaceTiming with friends in the quarantine, and I was on a group FaceTime where my friends are so funny and they make me laugh so hard. And when you're not in person, it's hard to really convey like, holy shit, like you're making me laugh so hard. Like, cause normally I push you, like, this is so funny, I'm pushing you, I'm hitting you, and I can't do that. So I was like, from now on, when I laugh really hard, I'm just gonna add this so you know, like, I'm dying of laughter.
So that's like it's like a physical LOL.
Yes, it's a physical LOL. Thank you.
So PLOL.
PLOL. And then I don't remember how I started doing it.
I get it. There's an energy. There's like it like gets you amped probably.
It does. And also
Yeah.
It's like this, if anyone does this thing seriously, it's like so fucking stupid. So I like how I'm just like, it's just
so
stupid.
You're being ironic.
I guess I am. I'm bad at like knowing what's ironic, what's sarcastic. Like I don't know those things well.
Interesting.
But because I just kind of do, and whatever comes out, comes out. So I don't know.
Do you know when other people are being sarcastic? Like if I say, Esther, you look great today.
Well, I know you, so I know what that means.
You think I don't think you look that? I don't think you think that I'm lying? What if I do think you look good? How would I convince you that I mean it?
I think you'd have to pull almost pull me aside.
I know how to do it. I'm going to do it.
Okay.
All right. Esther.
What?
Could you come here?
No, you'd have to be like, your tone would have to be like the tone when I call you and you're like, sometimes I'll FaceTime you to talk about business, podcasting, and you'll be like, I'm just really stressed out. Like, I've got so much editing. Like, you'd have to tell me you're pretty in the stressed out editing voice.
So you know I'm not in a goofy.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right, so check this out.
Okay.
I am a bit anxious now. Betty, so she's English and Australian. She's not allowed in the United States from England. She has to go to another country. So she was in Croatia for a couple weeks where she had to be. And now there's no flights from Croatia here, so she's allowed to fly here, but she has to go through Turkey. So she went to Turkey for 2 nights. She had to stay there.
That sounds like an expensive thing to do.
The podcast is paying for it.
Okay.
And what
why did you say it like that with a smile?
I don't think it's funny to say the business is paying for it. I don't know.
Is it true?
I bought the ticket for her to come here.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's really the podcast paying for it.
So it's a write-off.
I guess, right? Because she produces, so I guess technically it's a write-off.
So you knew the podcast is paying for it.
No, I was joking when the podcast is. I don't have a podcast. I guess maybe that wasn't. I was being sarcastic. I guess that wasn't obvious, and that makes sense how you wouldn't know that. But my podcast isn't making the kind of money where I have like a podcast business account.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
Yes, I was just joking.
Okay.
Like when my dad has a rug store.
Yeah.
And sometimes it'll be like going on the business card.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, cool. Like, I'm going to get more food, or whatever. Like, it feels like it's free money for whatever that means.
But it's not. It's just a write-off.
You get to write it off.
Which I think that means you save like 30% off of it from taxes. It's something, seems like it's something, but then it isn't
30's
much.
a lot, yeah. Basically, everything that you buy that you could write off, you look at it as you get it for 30% off.
I guess.
So $1,000 plane ticket really costs $700.
I guess it kind of works like that, but I don't know for sure.
That's what it does.
Okay. So you did know.
Yeah, I wasn't really thinking of it as a write-off. I was just banking.
I think you were. And I think you're feeling like this. I think you're like trying to backpedal. Like you don't want to look shady. You know what it is? It's like if you pay for dinner on a date with a coupon or a gift card and you don't want your date to know. I feel like that's kind of what's happening here is you bought her ticket on a write-off and you don't want her to know that you did it like that.
Let me tell you about what my personality is and how far off you are.
Okay.
A long time ago, before I met Betty, I went on a date.
Okay.
With a 10.
No, we don't call women by numbers anymore.
What do we call them?
I thought she was beautiful. Who is it?
Why am I calling my numbers?
Because it's kind of objectifying.
So then what do I call you if I can't call you a 3?
You can call me a 3.
Okay. And I was being sarcastic or ironic, I guess. I was being confident guy.
But I guess we can't really have those on this show because I don't understand them.
Yeah.
Or we can, I just won't get them.
Yeah, I think that works.
Okay.
So I was on a date with a girl and we went to the movies because I love going to the movies. And How
are you holding up?
Horribly. But I'm outing myself here, but yes, I'm in this business, but I still do it a lot of times because I buy a lot of snacks. I buy child's tickets. And instead of, when you're going into an IMAX or a Dolby Digital, instead of spending $22, I'm spending $18, and I'm okay with it. I bought 2 child's tickets. Instincts. It's what I do. And then it's like, I've never met this girl. We met there. We walked around. We're going into a movie. And I had to tell her before we went in, I said, listen, I have 2 child's tickets. I want to let you know that if we come there and there's an issue, I don't want you thrown off. I'll say, you got me, and I'll go upgrade it to an adult ticket. But I just want to let you know now, if that doesn't work for you, I'll change your ticket, but you got to tell me now. And you know what she said?
What? That's so gross.
What? You don't know what I was doing.
What were you doing?
She was sucking me off.
That's so... No.
I'm kidding, Esther.
But it's
I'm
gross.
so sorry. You're right. You can't do that anymore. I'm
gross.
so sorry. Can I try again?
I'm grossed out. You always have to bring up that.
Could I try it again?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to now. I was going to do another thing, and you honestly are affected by me joking about that.
Yeah.
And
girls don't like that.
Then get upset. What the fuck? I'm joking.
It's not.
You didn't even let me tell you I'm buying a ticket, and then you're like, no, you're lying. It was you were afraid to do a write-off. I'm like, I'm not fucking afraid to do a write-off, and I'm doing a joke about a true story about getting a girl a ticket and buying her a child's ticket, and then to overcompensate the fact that, oh wow, Rick's unlikable on a date. He's so cheap. I'm like, yeah, she still sucked me off. I'm joking.
I thought nothing was unlikable. I thought it was super charming up until that point.
Okay. The stakes of the character that I'm explaining are, here's a guy, and by the way, here's your face when I say that I'm telling her that I buy her a child's ticket. This is what you do. And I don't know if you got a smell of yourself or something, but you're making the face that is, which I understand, oh, he's playing a loser character. So I juxtaposed the two, yeah, maybe I'm a loser there, but she sucked my dick, and I'm joking. She didn't suck my dick that night. Okay, so I'm joking. And Rick, why do you always do that? Because I'm a guy and I do dick suck jokes and I do fart jokes and I'm silly and I like playing like I'm a little boy. You like playing like you're a little boy, but you don't do it with personalities. You do it with style. Fuck me, man. You're really censoring on a podcast me going,
It's gross. It's pornographic. It's hypersexual. I don't joke about that stuff or farts.
Yeah, and that's why you need your parents to do half your special for you.
And just so you know,
yeah.
I buy child's tickets. I actually beg my fiance Dave to buy me a child's ticket, and he refuses to because he's too embarrassed. My parents, when we go, they buy 2 seniors, 1 child. I'm all about that, and then we see 2 movies. Mm-hmm. I'm on board. I like to save money. I like a value. I like a coupon. Mm-hmm. I like a discount, preferably 20% or higher.
What about 30%? Because you didn't think that was a lot.
Can I tell you why? Because it takes money off taxes, and I'll figure out how to get that money one way or another.
You're incorporated, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you don't pay taxes until later anyway. So you just
I pay but I do. I don't consider that not paying taxes. I don't want to think I got all this money. And
no, you're paying it. It's just deferred.
But what difference does that make?
That's like you have a television show that you're not paid for yet, but you know you have money coming in, accounts receivable. So you know you're getting 30% back.
That's getting money.
Okay. This is not... We don't need to talk about this on the podcast anymore. I feel like, actually, if you guys want to sign up for a Patreon, we'll do an exclusive stock options section where I explain buying tech stocks, and Betty says, ew, Betty. Esther says, fuck, I remember that joke. It was really good. I was going to make a joke about investing in Apple, and you don't like those. People are going to lose it.
I don't like him. I don't like... It's hard for me.
It's good to get this one out of the way. So what I was getting at about Betty is she doesn't have data, so she had to get on the Wi-Fi at the airport.
Why doesn't she have data?
Something about in Turkey, her phone wasn't working. So she lost Wi-Fi getting onto the plane, so I haven't heard from her since before she got on the plane, and now she's been on the plane for 8 hours already, and I guess they don't have Wi-Fi, although I thought she did because she hasn't contacted me. And then when she gets here, last time she was here, she was at customs. They held her for 4 hours. They almost sent her back. And...
They can just send you back?
That's why that's part of what my feeling is. Like, I'm setting up this stuff and we're doing this podcast, and it's like, I haven't talked to Betty. She had to travel from Croatia on 2 flights to Turkey, spend a day and a half there, getting in at midnight, worried about just being there. And then she was at the airport, and there was a guy that was pushing her stuff off the security belt and then pushed her, and security had to come and push the guy away from her. All she ate today, incidentally, was an apple. She can't eat so many things. And she was going to get food at the airport, but they didn't have anything there for her. On the plane, she doesn't eat meat or gluten or all these things. So it's like she might have a 13-hour flight, have not eaten anything. They might put her in holding for 4 or 5 hours, doesn't have a phone. And it's like, not to mention, and I don't want to make a joke of this, sincerely, her arms are so fucking tired. And I'm like, I'm just worried about her.
Why are we doing this podcast during like the peak of your concern over like this crazy, scary trip?
Because nothing's in my control, and I wanted to get this test done. And though I did reschedule once because I moved locations so you wouldn't have to be outside. Just do it. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
You know, like, what would I be doing now? I'd be at home editing something or eating something.
Ooh, like what?
My territory foods, probably. Those come today. And maybe we could get a sponsor. We'll put it. No, we don't cut to them here. You know what we should do for this instead of snaps? We should do those things where like we have a little jingle, like a 2-second, like how Batman the bat thing turns in and then out. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
The transition.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of those. But it could just be like ahead of you or ahead of me, and it spins.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that I was considering while testing
What's
this.
happening?
You haven't been on stage in a while. These, you could tighten them. Yeah, and then you'll have to tighten it. It's up the top.
The top?
Yeah, you might have to sit up.
That's not going to happen.
You want me to?
Which way? What just happened?
It's okay. I have a couple extra cameras. One shut off. I'm testing something out.
If this is like I'm on a secret prank show. Oh, God.
Hey.
Hello? So scary, but better.
Good. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm in a really good mood.
Why?
Betty's coming today, and we're doing this podcast, and I've been wanting to do this. I love doing stuff with you. You're just fun, you know?
I have a high school energy right now. I feel like we're in the same class and we're doing like a project at home. There's like so maybe it's his house. I'm just feeling a high school energy.
Yeah.
Do you feel that?
No.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I haven't felt like I've been in high school for like 3 years.
Why do you think that is?
Time, man. Time.
3 years ago, how old were you?
32 or 33. Depends on what month.
So, this month. How old
So
are
3
you?
years ago to the day?
Yeah.
I was 33.
Okay. Good question and answer. That was good stuff. We got this. We got it.
What do you think, man? What do you think? You know, our dynamic is
Flatlining.
well, I've like say kind of with stand up, I don't like to repeat stuff too much, for better and for worse. The judgment and the faces you make before I literally even finish the first sentence it helps really make this dynamic what it is, because it puts me in a place of competition. When I'm telling you something before you could even know what I'm talking about, this is what you do. Like you're not even listening to me, but you're smelling my breath, and right away, and it's like, well, now you make me say you suck. You make me want to be like, you know, like that kid in me that like, Esther, so on blah, blah, blah. I go, and the arms are tired. And you go, ugh. I go, you go, ugh. I say, I don't like to repeat material too much. And you go, and it's like, what could I be other than confrontational with you?
Can I say why?
Yes.
Because you said I don't like to repeat my material in stand-up. That's literally what stand-up is you work on the same material over and over again.
Uh-huh. And I don't like doing that.
So you're not a stand-up comedian?
I am a great stand-up comedian. I just don't. I do things differently.
How?
I write games and I play in moments. So I set up situations and I repeat some material. I repeat the important stuff. But sometimes I want to play.
I'm a stand-up comedian. I write games.
Yeah. I'm really feeling like there's a big part of me that sees the funny in this. I'm just so, I don't know if this is the right word, but mad at you. I just like, yeah, whatever. Like I'm watching somebody play basketball and they hit a 3 and it's like, who gives a fuck?
What's 3, good or bad?
3's good.
Oh, I write games.
Like there's different types of stand-ups. There's people that do the same material over and over. There's people that do it for 15 years and decide they need to use their parents to fill half of it. And then there's people who kind of create a new language and a hybrid like me, and I do things a little bit different.
Can I say something? I think you are a great stand-up. I think you're hilarious. I love watching you. You're really, really funny. That's actually true. But when you said I write games, that was cool.
Thanks. You should see it on stage.
Finish your sentence that I interrupt with my face.
So repeating stuff, though I do it, feels to be a challenge. Point being, here I am, and the dynamic I've had with you, especially on the podcast a few times, is like, hey, Esther, you're ugly. And it's like, it's funny because I mean it. And like, we have that fun thing where like, I'm just busting your balls and then you're being playful back. And you're great. You're beautiful. But like, it's just a funny thing to do. Like big brother, little sister, or like regular brother, big little sister, you know? But we've done it on a few podcasts and I'm just feeling like it's run its course. It'll still be part of the, it'll still be like a tone, but I'm not going to do this podcast and every time just call you a wreck. But coincidentally, now you're here and I can't call you anything. So there's nothing. There's nothing. If I can't call you a monster, then I can't feel safe in being honest.
Right, you're not being true to what your thoughts are.
No, but I really don't think you're a monster. I sincerely think that as far as like actresses are concerned, you're disgusting. But like for a stand-up comic, you have good lips. You have ample breasts.
Ample?
They're ample. And it's like the Jewish half of you is up. Does that make sense?
And my physical appearance.
Yeah, like Jews have big boobs and they're short trolls. Edit that out. I don't know. Edit the whole fucking thing out.
Oh no, he's crashing.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable.
Yeah, you got the couch. I'm in a chair that looks like I'm on a squatty potty.
Rick, if you don't want me to come here and you insult me, like what do you want this to be?
Well, I don't want it to be insults all the time. It's hack at this point. Every now and then it's fun, but you came in here with an energy that and by the way, I would love to cut to all the other podcasts you came on mine. Every single time you come over, it's the same thing.
What?
You're so done with me from the beginning. And maybe it's because before, like you say, before you're dreading coming and doing this, but you walk in, hey Esther, can I get you, I have like the best almond milk. And you go, oat milk. And you go, that's not the best oat milk.
It wasn't. It was the chocolate flavor. No one wants that one.
Okay.
It's never sold out.
Okay. Then okay. But you're just so upset with everything I offer or do and put out.
I'm honest. Can I tell you, I'm honest.
Okay, if I were being honest, I could honestly, if I were to meet you on a blind date, and I would honestly say, I think she's fine looking, but she looks wise, she's too ugly for me. And I couldn't be with her. And also her energy, she's not funny on her own. She needs either like a co-host or her parents to shine. And I'm too used to being with girls that I can't give a number to, but are a lot prettier. And then what? Oh, no, that's fair. He was being honest. No, that's fuck that guy. Get to know her. Maybe she's got a good personality. And then you start a podcast. And
I think that I can't really do fake. So I like to surround myself with people that when I'm with them, I'm totally comfortable and totally myself. And if you offer me the wrong oat milk, I'm just going to be like, this is not... And you say it's the good one, I'm going to be like, this isn't the good one.
But then allow the other person to be themselves.
Be yourself. Ew, that's inappropriate.
What I'm saying is, I love honesty. Okay? But when you're going to just be honest and say what you want and what you like and feel like you're going to create this tone, but if somebody is giving you something that you don't like, you shut it down or you stop or you make it's like...
Don't pay attention to my face.
I suggested, and you thought it was mean of us doing this with you wearing a bag or something.
I only do that on game nights.
What is that?
I have to wear a paper bag.
What are game nights?
When you play games with friends. I know you write games. You don't know what game night is.
I want our podcast to be a lot nicer and friendlier as we go on.
Fine.
From both of us. I think we should treat this as finding a way to like each other again. That should be what it's called. Esther and Rick like each other again. What did you say? Have a time?
Mm-hmm. I like that, though. Like each other again.
Yeah.
I think you're great.
I
do.
You're right. You know, Esther, something I know about myself is I'm very competitive.
Oh, okay. I like that in people. I think that can be cool.
Can be cool.
But it can also make you twisted and not friendly and not have fun.
There's a lot of things, I guess. But for me, what I find is my competitive thing in me could get in the way of the dynamic with somebody else if they're not feeling that way too.
What do you mean?
I'll give you an example with basketball.
Okay.
I played basketball when I was younger. I played very competitively, and the people I was playing with were doing the same. So you would push, you would get aggressive. And then afterwards, that's what we both signed up for. And we had a good time.
Yeah.
That's my mentality as a 36-year-old playing with guys who just want to have a good time. And I'm like aggressive and talking shit and playing too hard.
Yeah.
And then I could see somebody not liking it. But in my head, I'm like, in competitive mode, I'm calibrated to be like, good, it's working. As opposed to, good, it's working, meaning like I'm winning. Like there's like it's good to win, but not at all costs.
No.
If that's not your job. So like sometimes my instincts are to win, for whatever that means. Might not even be winning, but like in a repartee even. And then I could get aggressive, and in my head, I'm not really mad at the person. I'm having a good time. I like this. It's like a puzzle. We're fighting. We're hitting each other. We're boxing. I like that. But what I've learned is that the other person doesn't always. What's going on? It's so distracting. I can't.
I didn't want to distract you with a grimacing face, so I'm just making you smile.
So did you not? Was I boring you?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's just it's interesting, and I'll respond when you're done.
Well, in conclusion, with podcasts and stuff, I've noticed myself getting aggressive in times where my intention is not to be mean, and I'm being mean, and I don't like that about myself. Yeah. I felt it in this with you today.
You know what? Now we're fucking onto something. You do that shit, and you've done it to me over the years, and it's made me actually like not want to fucking talk to you.
Yeah.
You say something too mean.
Yeah.
And it's coming from that place that you're competitive. And that's what I hate, because I'm like, I'm not here in comedy to compete. In fact, I think the people who are, even if they become the richest, most successful ones, they're the fucking losers.
It's not, I want to just make clear, it's not competing in comedy. It's just my body, it's just competition. It's not comedy. It's not the business. It's just, it would be the dynamic of Big Brother, Little Brother. It would just be like, just punching and pushing buttons and busting balls, and like, it works when it works.
Don't you think if like, and this applies to everything, but if we're sticking with basketball, if you're the person that shows up to the game, it's like, I have to win at all costs. In my bird's eye view.
Why bird's eye view?
Because I am not in the game, and
But that bird's eye view is looking down.
Okay.
Can it just be from the sideline?
On the sideline, I'm looking.
That's more realistic, right?
Well, I'm not a bird. In fact, no one who says bird's eye view is a bird. Nobody.
Well, first of all, birds
don't speak.
Okay, then right. So bird's eye view is like you're getting that angle.
Yeah.
So like you could film from bird's eye view.
Okay.
But if you're looking at perspective,
you can also have that from bird's eye view.
Yeah, I'm just curious why you wanted to be bird's eye view instead of just watching from the side, which is easier.
Because the side, I maybe am only seeing a side, and bird's eye view, I'm seeing everything.
The top.
So I think that the person who shows up to win at all costs, fuck you, everybody.
Well, that's not what it is.
I don't want to be that person. I want to be the person that's like, today I'm going to go play with friends.
Right.
Why do I care if I win or lose? I'm going to have fun and get a workout in.
If you're going to get a workout in, but if you're playing competitive something.
But why?
To win a championship, to win a free t-shirt, to not have to sit, to play the next game, to have people want to pick you on the team. For me, basketball was the first time I got friends. And the reason I had friends was basketball people, and they wanted to play with me. And
why?
Well, why did I not have friends before? Why did they want to play with me?
I'd actually like both answered.
Why didn't I have friends before? I was weird, annoying, too physical with people. I couldn't pick up on social cues. I had to go to different school.
What?
I was a weird, I was an annoying kid that didn't know, I couldn't pick up on social cues. I didn't know how people...
What do you mean? Like, what happened?
It wasn't a particular thing.
What was too physical?
Same thing I'm talking about now, like when you're a kid, you want to play wrestle or lightsaber fight.
Play wrestle?
Yeah, like wrestle, but, not really punch each other. And I would just I would take it too far. Or my brother would beat up my friends.
Why?
He would hit me and my friends sometimes.
Was he older?
Yeah.
Oh.
Brother stuff, good guy.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing was I was just weird and annoying. I mean, the wrestling thing wasn't really a huge one.
Are you only 2 siblings?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have an older sister. She tortured me.
Half-sister.
Yeah.
She's all Christian?
Yeah, she's 7 years older. But she did torture me.
How so?
I mean, when we would go on family trips, the flight would be taking off, and she'd, like, right when we're to take off, look over at me and be like, sometimes when a plane takes off, it just bursts into fire and everyone dies. And so, like, now I'm still scared of flying. She'd be like...
Interesting that you chose to pick the bird's eye view.
She'd be like, close your eyes, blindfold me, and then feed me a frozen grape and be like, you just ate an eyeball.
Oh.
Yeah, I was definitely...
The second one doesn't seem that bad.
That's scary, though. That's like, it's torture. I would also, I want to know my worst memory.
Mm-hmm.
Is we were at my aunt's house in Wisconsin, which is just this big, beautiful, like, there's a pool, there's like farmland, and the house is really kind of similar to this house, like cool. There's lots of crevices and like, cool rooms and stuff. And one day we were all there, all the cousins and everybody was like, all the aunts and uncles, everybody, and I could not find any of the other kids. And I was like, it was like devastating. Like for hours and hours, I was just like sitting with the grown-ups while they were talking, like not being able to find them. And then I found out it was like everyone was hiding in the attic playing without me. And so that's really hard. What?
That sounds tough.
What's so funny?
It was just hard. It was hard to. I got distracted. I think somebody walked in. Hello? Hi, Simon. And then it just kind of threw me off. And then I came back to you, and then you're like something about something. And I'm just like, and then I was thinking about how when I was talking, you don't know what to do with your face, so you go like this. So I wanted to do it.
Hi.
Hi, Simon. All right, well, we'll just continue the conversation. And yeah, the people that live here. No, Simon. Thank you for letting us be here.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Please be here in peace.
Thank you.
We're trying. We're trying to figure it out. We've come to the conclusion that we're not interesting. So we'll just put like a musical score under it or something.
Is that a trick?
Yeah, you had music to make to tell people how to feel. It's kind of like a laugh track, but more subtle.
Why don't you do you could just do a Foley soundtrack of like dogs munching or bombs going off.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll have people walking and dogs barking and bombs going off.
Well, actually, there's a dog barking outside. You don't have to do Foley. We can bring her in here.
Maybe at the end.
Yeah, okay.
I love you.
Enjoy it.
Thank you. You say I love you, dear uncle.
I panicked. I've never said it before. I like to play a game with Betty when I'm with a friend where she says, I love you. And then I pretend that I'd be embarrassed to say I love you in front of my friend. But I try to make it obvious.
Okay, do it.
Okay.
I love you. I'll be Betty.
It'll be here.
What?
She'll say it and you wouldn't have heard it.
Oh,
You'll be my
okay.
friend I'm with.
Okay.
Yeah, do it. But yeah, do Betty, I guess. But yeah, you could do Betty.
I love you.
Yeah, thanks, babe. Me too.
I didn't get it at all.
Oh, she would have to be like, no, say it. You have to say it.
Oh, I love you.
Yeah, it's okay.
No, say it. Say you love me. I'm John Lennon.
You want to get back to talking about what we were talking about before?
Which was what?
That you had a hard time and
No, you
competition?
humiliated me.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. You absolutely, I literally shared like a really traumatic childhood memory that has affected me to this day. That
Will you tell it to me again?
No. That has defined my comedic voice.
Huh? What did you say? You fell in a well? Somebody help me! Somebody tall and pretty, pull me out of here. Will you tell me again?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Why?
I got distracted, but the people at home that already heard it, tell me like in a quick way.
Okay. I was at my aunt's.
And could you do like animated things so it keeps me engaged?
Okay. I was at my aunt's house and all the cousins and all the aunts were there and all the kids were going to play and then I couldn't find the kids. And the hours and hours went by. Mm-hmm. And then hours later I discovered all the kids were hiding with my sister in the attic and they were all playing without me. And I was left out for hours bored sitting listening to the grown-ups talk.
Right. I'm picturing like 40 Days and 40 Nights.
Why? When
they hide in the attic and it's like no one wants to be up there, but it was worth being up there to stay away from you. You would be the vampire.
No, it was more. Well, I'm looking at it from my perspective and not the other children.
Now, is this sideline or bird's eye view?
Sideline?
Maybe that's the problem.
Actually, my perspective is not sideline or bird's eye view. I'm in it.
Then, but now looking back.
Well.
Maybe you could appreciate why they didn't include you back then. Now that you know more and you see who you are.
I don't know why I honestly blame my sister because I think she was the oldest one.
She was the oldest and they just wanted to follow her.
And she was probably like, fuck my sister, you know?
Right. So how did that make you feel? It made you feel lied to or not included?
It made me feel like everyone hid from me to have fun. That's how it made me feel.
Right. And that
everyone
one moment
was hiding so they could have fun without me.
How does it translate today?
I'm really needy as a friend. I like to have people's locations on my phone. I like to know who's talking to who when I'm not there. I want to be included on every text chain and every hangout. I honestly could just sit at a friend's house quietly while they talk. As long as I'm sitting there in the room, like I can just do my own thing. I just want to be there with everybody.
Yeah. So you like have this sense of control maybe over do your friends ever feel like you're controlling?
They understand and they
right.
They deal with it how they are comfortable dealing with it.
That's how I feel my thing is. Although I've gotten a lot better at it, I still fall into playing aggressive when other people don't want it. But like my friends know I'm not being serious.
For me, it's like I'll ask 5 questions in a row and my friend will be like, stop fucking asking me questions. I'm like, okay. Like people have to be able, but this is what I mean with the honest communication. That's the wrong oat milk. It's like people have to be able to tell me, Esther, shut the fuck up. You're annoying.
Yeah, I want that too. I don't have a problem with saying that.
Okay.
The oat milk wasn't about you hurting my feelings. Mm-hmm. It was just another example of everything I do bothers you. You know, like anything I get you or bring or do or give you a shirt or a book or a drink or a water or a location or a microphone stand, a date of meet, a time. You're bothered.
A date of meet?
A day to meet or a time. Or I think that like the things I do don't bother you.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
So it's like this.
The way you do them.
So knowing that, feeling that, living that with you, it does tap into that thing where it's like, well then Yeah, climb the steps, you fat fuck. Because I know that you wouldn't be happy if I got you an escalator. You'd say, why did you waste your time getting an escalator? So then I get aggressive with you. And we're both coming into this like kind of like with our own stories.
Why'd you waste?
And then when it works sometimes, it works when like the mean thing I'm saying happens to be funny and you're at a place where you're able to laugh. But that's not sustainable.
Gifts are hard. Gifts are hard for me.
Yeah.
An escalator, I would have a hard time receiving that.
Yeah.
That sounds expensive.
Well, Simon is charging me $1,000 a week.
I'm sure. I mean, you have relatives who have nice things in LA. You win.
It's not a competition. The problem with that is you think it's a competition.
I don't. You do.
No.
You do.
Not with family, not with real things. That's disgusting.
You're disgusting.
No.
No.
I think we'll find a groove.
Yeah.
I'm already feeling a little bit easier.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think it is?
Well, like I said, I am very anxious right now with work stuff, other work stuff I have, and the stuff with Betty is really like, I just really want to hear from her.
I would be paralyzed with fear if that was happening in my life. That's why I don't understand.
Well, there's nothing I could do, and we set this up.
What?
And now my food came, and they couldn't get in, so they left it outside.
Oh,
I'm gonna text my neighbor.
Oh God, Carlos texted me. I really like This Is Paris so far on YouTube.
Yeah, the Betty stuff is, but yeah, I wasn't gonna cancel this.
Okay.
I wanted to test it.
Why were you able to do Saturday and then all of a sudden you weren't able to do Saturday?
Because of their schedule. I had to give them notice.
Oh.
There were people like trimming the trees and making noise and people coming in and out that we could have scheduled a different time.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a fair, real reason.
Yeah, one of the things I love about doing the podcast at my house, and I hate I don't have help with people, but I love that it's all up to the guest. If they want to come at 8 a.m. or at midnight, I just turn my cameras on, I'm at home.
That is a hilarious statement because I kept asking you if we could do morning, and you said the earliest morning you could do is 10:30. So 8 a.m. is falsity.
The days that you were doing it, I had late work. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to get 3 hours of sleep and podcast.
Okay,
I could have done it.
Totally
I've done some early
fine.
ones.
Not even worth pointing out, and I'm sorry.
It's okay, but yeah, I'll wake up for work if I have to.
Okay.
I was planning on ours having to be very early in the morning because of what the outside was, but then we found this.
I do prefer mornings. I'm a little more like this is kind of like the 3 p.m. slump.
I hear you, but that's the difference between doing a podcast at home and at somebody else's house. It's their schedule.
And if we extend beyond 6 episodes, where do you think we'll do it? Because I know this is a 6 episode.
I'm looking to get a new place.
Oh, you're gonna move.
I'm looking to move, and I also, when I move, I'm doing it with the idea of also having podcast spaces.
Okay.
Which I could write off. I'm embarrassed that I said that.
Why?
I'm kidding. You thought that I felt uncomfortable at the tax write-off before.
I don't understand what.
What don't you understand about that?
What are you embarrassed about or not embarrassed about? Like.
Okay, Esther.
It's confusing.
So since you love when people explain jokes, check this out. Earlier, you said, "Oh, it's a tax write-off," and I said, "I guess I didn't really think of it," and I meant that because I didn't.
But you said the business paid for it.
That was just an in-the-moment joke. It's just it's like, hey, Esther, you want a coffee? Don't worry, the podcast is going to pay for it. Like just a cocky guy who has a business. I don't know. It was just a throwaway. I'm being silly. Yeah. So who's paying for her ticket? Which was just a weird question. So I'm like, yeah, the podcast is taking care of it.
I didn't ask who's paying for it. I said it sounds expensive.
Oh, well then that made me feel like, the podcast is paying for it. It's just a joke. Mm-hmm. And then you thought I was lying about writing it off. So now I am taking that as a reality and playing in it games. And now I'm pretending, you remember how you're trying to start like 9 businesses and I made a joke of guessing them and one of them was cybersecurity business?
Yeah, I'm going to try to make a fake commercial for that.
So every now and then, if I say, hey, this is Esther, she is starting a coffee line, a lipstick line, and she is actually in the process of opening her cybersecurity business, that would be like a little game that we play.
Yeah. Cloud storage next.
Yeah, that would be good.
I have a game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say we just met, and you just met me, and I came to do your podcast because I'm an actress, and I'm promoting projects, and you agreed to have me on the show. How would you let's enact that? You don't know me. We didn't do improv or stand up together the last 10 years.
So you want me to do it the way I do podcasts, or you want me to do it the way that like it's kind of the standard, like be a podcast host? Like I'm playing a character that does
be yourself. No, you're yourself.
Oh, then it would go like this. Here, walk in.
I have to get up.
I know.
Fine, I will. For this, I will. Honestly, I am hungry.
I know. Do you need that to cover your stomach, or you?
Yes,
I guess you could. Okay, all right.
Okay, hi.
Hey, Esther, how are you? I'd shake your hand, but we can't do that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Have a seat.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Sometimes I feel weird. I know that it's gentlemanly to stand up, but it's also like, did it feel like I was coming at you?
No, it was totally fine.
Oh, good. Well, thanks for coming on over here. I know it's a trek, not only to get to this part of town, but also to climb up this friggin' driveway.
No, it's totally fine. That's so nice of you.
Yeah. So, when I found out that you were going to do that, I was super excited. You're promoting your new special, Hot for My Name, out on Comedy Central now. And Esther Povitsky, I guess. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How you feeling? What have you been up to today?
Today I woke up and my ankles hurt when I wake up. So it's like hard to step on the ground when I first wake up. And then I took my allergy pill because it's sneezing.
Yeah, so I've been sneezing a little bit sometimes.
Since when?
Today, I got out of the shower. I had like 5 sneezes in a row.
Really?
No.
No?
Yes.
Is it yes or no?
No.
I'd like to know the real answer.
Truth is I did, yes.
Okay, thank you. And then I made my coffee. I washed out some tie-dyes. I have this.
Now, you have a tie-dye business.
Yeah, I do. Sleepover by Esther.
Sleepover Esther, and you could get that at Esther Povitsky is here.com. And now, when you say wash out some shirts, what does that mean? You're so interesting. So what does that mean? Like you put them in the water at night and then you take them out in the morning, or
put them in the dye at night, and then in the morning I throw them in the washing machine.
Interesting. Now, so you have to leave it in the dye for what? For 8 hours, or how long do you sleep? You're so busy. You do so much. You have a lipstick line, a chapstick line.
Not yet.
Your cybersecurity business.
Not yet.
Well, how do you manage to get so much done in the day? You're so interesting.
I'll tell you, I got a 5-subject notebook on Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah, and I take my notes in there.
Wow. Now, Esther, it's not common for people's ankles to hurt when they get out of bed. Is it because of the weight of your body?
I think that's because of how firm my bed is, so that my ankles kind of hang specifically on one. I sleep on my stomach, and then my ankles kind of hang inward. Do you know what I mean?
Interesting. Yes, I do. Now, have you tried sleeping on your back?
I have tried that.
And how does that work out? Now, this special, it's interesting. You're so interesting. So you did this special, and I watched it. It's super funny. You had your parents do half of it, right? Mm-hmm. Now, why is that?
Because they're funny too.
Yeah. How do you feel? I'm so glad you came here.
I feel hungry.
Oh, could we bring in some deli meats and some heavy creams for Esther, please? Do you want a Coke?
Do you have Coke?
I could check.
Oh, is your uncle coming to bring me creams?
If you want to find out if Simon's coming in and bring Esther creams, make sure to tune in next week to Rick and Esther Have a Time. My name's Rick Glassman, and Esther...
Hello.
See, now you're in a fun mood. That's good. Now we got you. I think I know how we have to start the podcast. I have to pretend you're interesting. And it's going to make you feel like, oh, I'm so not interesting that I get it. The only type of irony you get is people being interested in you. There's no way he really thinks I'm pretty. I get the game. You know what I want to do? I want to do a podcast called In the Attic where you get to be there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I do. Thank you. I really do appreciate that.
So.
Is it over?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm going to talk for a little bit. You could get going.
Is there Coke?
You want me to check?
Is it really would you?
Do you want to try that again?
Is it really would you?
Yeah.
A Diet Coke. What?
Well, why would you want that?
Why does your hair look like that?
Is it bad?
It's not bad. It's just you look like a character today.
Oh. I don't know. I'm unwell. I'm unwell.
What's wrong?
I'm so anxious. I'm sad. I'm just not doing great.
Hold on. What?
I'm anxious and I'm sad and I'm just not doing great.
What's wrong?
Times are tough, Esther. Times are tough. I don't know if my girlfriend's going to get in the country. I'm doing a podcast with, and I mean this like in a fun way, a blob. Both physically and comedically, you're a blob. You take away my energy and you don't turn it into anything. It would be like you're a tree, but instead of giving off oxygen, you give off more carbon dioxide.
Great.
Check it out at rickglassman.com.
Rickglassman.nothing?
Yeah.
Can you please check for a Diet Coke?
I hated the rickglassman.nothing. That was a good part.
Oh, headphones are hard on the new piercings. I mean,
Esther, they only have milkshakes. No Coke, unfortunately.
that's fine.
I'm sorry.
I didn't expect them to. You, for some reason, thought they would.
I didn't know if they would. I just know that, like...
Do you have Cokes?
I don't drink that.
Oh.
I don't do that, no.
Just that I'm sad and I'm just not doing great.
What's wrong?
Times are tough. I don't know if my girlfriend's gonna get in the country.
Okay, that's not funny, by the way.
What?
Me. That video.
Okay.
All right.
No.
Will you treat me now? Will you do it like I'm coming on your podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey. I assume this is me?
Hi. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, it's good. This is a beautiful home.
Thanks. It is it's just a set. I don't live here, but thank you. So how are you? How are you feeling? How's your pandemic?
It's, the truth is it'll take a while to explain, but I think the easy answer is I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you have a new show coming to Amazon that you're the star of.
Well, one of the stars. It's an ensemble show, and that's just the cast. I mean, there's the directors, there's the writers, there's the other people that work on a show.
You didn't happen to bring any salami with you, did you?
Well, I have to see how comfortable. I've been told that you don't like penis humor, but my instinct was to say I have a huge hog in my pants.
That's not what I meant. But that's you're funny. You're funny.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you write games?
You're really good at this. Yeah. So let's get started.
Yeah, we're here. We started. What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite taste of the week?
Is that, you mean like a food?
Mm-hmm.
So I've been adding salt to everything. My sweets, my savories. I love not just any salt. It's called a topping salt. It's flake salt. and I love to add it on everything I'm eating.
Tell me more. What brand?
I forgot the name of the brand.
Moldau or whatever?
Maybe. It's a white box.
Okay.
And yeah, you know, I intentionally, when I cook, I don't season it with too much salt because I know I'm going to want to put it on top at the end. When I get my vegan mint chip ice cream from Salt and Straw, I either sometimes put it on top or sometimes I have a little spoon with salt, a separate one. And then as I'm going, I salt the top a little bit and I eat. And after I finish that layer, I put another little bit of salt on. My pastas, I'm adding salt on. My almond butter sandwiches, I'm adding salt on.
Rick, I am attracted to you right now.
You know what I made 2 nights ago? I took a whole peach, a little bit of lemonade, ice cubes, strawberry jam, honey, salt, blended it up, had a delicious, and it wasn't even a smoothie. I meant to make a smoothie. I put too much lemonade in, but it just became a peach lemonade with
Like
a
a
hint of
slushy?
strawberry. It could have been drinking with a straw. It was delicious. I was also surprised at how much peach I got out of the peach.
Okay, wait. How do you acquire the Salt and Straw mint chip?
Postmates.
They have that flavor right now, you think?
They've been at it for months. I get 2 at a time. I do it once every 10 days.
I have to go.
It's delicious.
I have to go.
You could go.
Like right now, I have to.
That's fine. We could end. Do you want to go get your ice cream? Should we end it? All right. Well, what's the name of your podcast?
It's called the Esther's Club.
Okay. Thanks for tuning into the Esther's Club. Well, I gotta say, but when I came here, I was told that you're a misery, but I've had a really good time. You let me do a salami joke. You said you were attracted to me because I eat salt. And then once things were going well, you wanted to end it. I think your instincts are great. I think you're hilarious. I think you're more beautiful in person, which... Oh, that camera's done. But we have other cameras going. Anyway, thank you for tuning into...
Why are there 2 cameras on you?
That's
oh my God.
That's my camera.
Okay.
That's your camera.
Okay.
That camera is on both of us. It's a wide.
Okay, but it's obviously that was a better angle for you.
No.
And what's that camera?
That I'm testing because it was too close here. So I have a 4th camera because it's not wide enough to go there. So I thought I could see what it looks like.
Okay.
Let me show you something. I'll send you a message of what that shot looks like so you could see how it's both of us.
Okay, I thought you were going to throw your phone at me.
Oh, no. I would never throw my phone at you, Esther. You're too funny. We had a great clean ending, and we could end it there, but it might be nice to just keep this.
Sure. Well, I'll do whatever.
Yeah. That's what Dave says. Did you get it?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
So are you happy with the cameras?
I wouldn't say happy, but I'm okay with them.
What would make you happier?
We can discuss that off air.
It's just you and me here.
No, I don't.
You love honesty. There's nothing you're hiding.
I don't know. I guess just like that camera seems really far away from me.
Check this out.
Would love to. La da da dee da 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 da. La da da dee da 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 da. La da da dee da.
Now, this picture I'm showing you is from my first test. I moved a couple of things, but as far as the framing is concerned, and I could still push in more if I want.
Okay.
How does that look?
That looks like a good. That looks good.
Right. I know.
But I always so you can put close into a medium.
If that's what I feel is best, but
Ooh, you don't like this.
I don't want to have to do a very tight shot on you for no reason. Are you trying to hide something?
I'm maybe.
If that's the case, we could talk about that.
Okay.
If you have like if you want to be framed a certain way for like vanity reasons, I'm happy to do that. It actually might be cool to put a chair behind the couch.
What do you mean?
And just have your head popping up.
Yeah, Just the eyes?
I think you look really cute. It's weird that you say that. Really, I think that you look better than you've ever looked.
Why?
You just, I don't know. You look good. Your clothes fit you well. I think you have a very nice body, and you should be really proud of yourself.
Why?
Because the world has decided that all women are beautiful. Thank God, finally. And you fit into that.
All women?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I think it's also important that you own it, because there's a lot of little girls and boys at home that look just like you that you could be like, oh, look, she's owning it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You have cool earrings.
Thank you.
You know,
for
have a little
noticing.
thing with this, and like, you know, you have like a vibe. You have businesses.
Yeah.
You're engaged. You have a beautiful home. Adorable dog.
I love my dog.
You have nothing to hide. You should be proud of yourself.
Thank you.
You're my prettiest friend.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching this on Patreon. If you want to see more, for it to be worth it for either of us, we're going to be charging $30 a month. Would you feel comfortable doing a podcast if it had 100 subscribers at $30 a month?
How much would I make?
Around $1,000.
Why do you ask?
Because I have 100 people that messaged me that said if you did a podcast with Esther on Patreon, I would pay $30 a month to see it.
Is that true?
Yes.
How could that be true?
I don't know. This is over. That podcast ended when we ended it after the ice cream thing. But now neither one of us understand how to get up after we've exhausted ourselves with conversation.
This is a hard time of day for me.
That makes sense.
I want ice cream with salt on it.
Have you had salt and straw before? Their vegan ice
No,
cream?
I want to try it. I want salty ice cream.
I
I
know you
don't
do,
want to
Esther.
do a podcast with Rick.
I know, Esther.
I want salty ice cream.
I know. We'll get you some salty ice cream. Thank you for tuning in to
I can't hear.
My Name is Rick, and this is Esther. And
I guess I am who you say I am. I need heavy creams.
I know. You need heavy creams, attention the way that you want it, inclusion the way you need it. And hope I could be that for you as a co-host. I really hope that I can make you happy. You're like the original room. If you could work it with her, you could work it anywhere. All right. This was fun. Ticking in the tic-tac, wick-wack, back, tic-tac, bow. Esther doesn't bring anything but boring stories. When I talk, she decides to fall asleep. Hoary, I don't understand what I could do. She wants segments, but she won't play them. When we try, she just says, this isn't funny. Next man, tic-tac, bitty-whack, give a dog a bone. Something else. Something else. And then we'll go like, welcome to another episode of Unlikable. How you doing? My name's Rick, and today our guest is Slime.